All right, I want to show you how to rehydrate your sourdough starter from powder form. I have not multiple, I have 3 jars like this in the back. I'm going to show you just in case you maybe want to purchase some. I'm getting to that point. So for mine, I use 2 tablespoons of the dehydrated starter, and I use 3 tablespoons of lukewarm water. Okay. And then give it a good mixy. And as this rehydrates, it's gonna get thicker, okay? Then once I have it rehydrated, I will add my flour, and this only takes 2 to 3 days to get it where you can use it. So I'll come back in a minute after it's totally rehydrated. Okay, so about a half hour later, okay, it is just about rehydrated. It's pretty thicker in there. Okay, so it's thicker, still watery. That's okay, because now I'm going to add a tablespoon of flour. Okay, tablespoon of flour. And then we'll see where we're at. Oops, what's that? Get that all mixed up. I like my starter quite a bit thicker, so I'm probably going to add just a tad more. Yep, I'm going to add a tad more, so about a tablespoon and a teaspoon to get it to where I want it. And then we're just gonna put it aside and let it sit. This right here, this is how I want it. I don't know, it's hard to see. That's how I want it. Pretty thick and pasty. Gonna scrape down the sides. And let it be. And again, depending on how strong the starter was when you dehydrated it, will determine how long it's going to take to get it going again. Okay, so this dehydrated starter's been here for about 12 hours, and you can see we're starting to get a few bubbles here. I am going to go ahead and feed her tonight, and then we'll see what she looks like in the morning. All right, so I got 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of flour added to that. I'm going to put a rubber band on there and just kind of see what happens by tomorrow morning. Okay, it has been less than 24 hours since I started this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about this. I'm gonna feed her again, and I'm thinking by tomorrow we're gonna be having some pretty active starter here. Okay, so as you can see, I started this yesterday from my dehydrated stuff, and we're starting to see a little bit of action there. So I'm gonna feed her. Oh, she's kind of cold too. It's chilly in here. I'm gonna go ahead and feed her, and I think that tomorrow morning will be 2 full days. So I'm gonna go ahead and feed her again, and let's see what she looks like in the morning. Well, I guess the dehydrated starter definitely works. There we go. So, Mrs. Breyer, yours is in the mail. And I forgot to put the instructions. Look at that. That's from 3 tablespoons of dehydrated. I'm always so happy when things turn out. I really am. This is day 3 of using our dehydrated sourdough, and I know those aren't like the bubbles that we really want, but it is, you know, well, it is active, and so now this is going to get transferred into a container like those, and then we'll get it going to grow. Okay, so we're gonna make some chocolate sourdough starter with the starter that we made out of the dehydrated starter that I had. Oh, I should have shown you. It looks really good. Sorry about that. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. So first thing I need is my chocolate starter, and to that I'm going to add 50 grams of regular starter. It's a little bit runny. All right. We'll feed this in a little bit yet, but right now this is what we're doing. And then I need 50 grams of warm water, lukewarm water. I know a lot of people say, oh, you have to have filtered water, can't be from your tap. Well, I am just using my regular tap water. It's what I've used. I've not had a problem, so that's what I'm using, okay? So 50 grams lukewarm water. Okay, we're just a little tad over it, but that's okay. And then we want 10 grams of raw honey. I don't think it has to be raw honey. I think it just, use what you have. Don't rush out and get special honey. Of course, I can't wait to go to Michigan to my family reunion this year, so that we can get some honey straight from the honey farmers, whatever you want to call them, because we go by King Orchard on our way to Traverse City, and it's good stuff. Anyway, so now I want 10 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder. I try to get it right on, and I know, there we go. Okay, so we have that. And then we have our 40 grams of flour. I've already pre-measured this, so I better make double sure. Yep. That's a 41 grams. It's all good. Okay. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to mix it. This is going to be a little, it's thick. It's thicker. I'm fine with it. I like, even my regular sourdough starter, I like it to be thicker. Okay, so I took this from the fridge this morning. I let it warm up a little bit. Some people will go ahead and they'll do it straight from the fridge, especially if they're really not in a hurry. Make sure that you get everything mixed together really well. Make sure the bottom is all, I think the last one I did, I had some pretty colors in there because I didn't get everything quite mixed up. My jar is a little bit dirty, so after this round, I'm definitely going to be putting this in a new jar. Okay. So do that. And then I'm gonna scrape down the sides here. I'm gonna put my rubber band on there because I do enjoy seeing how much it rises. This chocolate sourdough starter has been it just absolutely amazes me because of how fast it grows. It just blows me away. Okay, so I'm gonna cover it, put it aside, and put my rubber band on. And I'll take pictures like I did with the starter, with the chocolate starter, or with the, with the chocolate starter made the regular way, with the regular sourdough. This one is from the dehydrated one, and I just want you to see how well it works. Okay, so we'll be back with that. So here we go, a clean jar. Empty this into here. And then I'm gonna put the water that I need for this starter. I'm gonna put it right in here. And the reason is that I struggle with throwing anything out. I absolutely struggle with it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water here, and I'm going to mix this up. A little whisk would probably work better, but I'm gonna mix this up, and this is what I'm gonna use on my water. I don't measure anything other than the amount of starter that I need, and for the chocolate sourdough starter, that one I definitely have to measure. Okay, so I'm gonna dump this in here, just like that. There's a little bit left in there, I can handle that. And then I'm going to add my flour. Now, I usually just kind of do like a 1/4 cup at a time. I like my starter thicker. It just seems to work a lot better. I'm gonna label this. I'm gonna put a sticker on here that says dehydrated, so that we can all see just exactly how well it works. And I know that you guys have to trust what I'm saying, that, you know, this is my dehydrated and it is starter, you know, it is working. I understand that. And all I can say is there's no way that I would take a chance of ruining my reputation as an honest person and as someone, you know, who, if I say I'm gonna do it, or I say it is a certain way, then you can trust that it is. Okay? Mix that really, really well. All those clumps are gone. Again, I scrape everything off. Things are too expensive to let, you know, even the littlest thing, oh no, go to waste. So, okay, I'm gonna scrape the side. Now, as you saw in the jar, it does look a little bit different when you rehydrate it. And I that's just the way it is. That's the way that it's always been every time I've ever done it. So, and it works. It works very well. So, I'm gonna get a red one, and I think this is how I'll distinguish that this one is the one from dehydrated. Okay, so we'll bring that down to the line. Okay, and take a picture, and we shall see what we see. Here is the last picture showing what I made from the dehydrated starter, and I made bread with it, and I made a new starter with it, and it's absolutely perfect. So, dehydrated starter, I have it. Get a hold of me, see what we can do.